Edwin Cho is actually part of our Discord, been a channel member for a long time, and he got 6 plays with the Orks, going 4-1, and he had a nice road. I thought it was interesting the road he went through because it was pretty difficult based off what we were able to see. Let's see, take a look at Edwin Cho's list. Now, if you guys actually joined last week's stream on Friday, I believe, where we did our hobby stream, we actually covered this list. He sent it in. We pulled it up on our stream. We reviewed it. So here we go. We have a Beast Boss, Captain Badrock, Mazraz, Cragback, Nabmas Smash Squid, Edwap Skill Chopper. That's the way I like to see the relic. War Boss with Follow Me Lads, and then another War Boss. Beast Snaggle Boys, 4 Truck, Flash Skits, 2 units of Gretchen, 2 5-man units of Knobs with Power Claws, 1 brick of Squig Hog Boys, 1 small 3-man unit of Squig Hog Boys, 2 Storm Boy units. Boom. Right off the bat, what you would think I would say is I actually like to combine these 2 units of knobs to make 1 big hammer. He liked having 2 broken down hammers. He said that it was nice that he could throw one out on not a wall turn and then reserve one for the wall turn. And even then, sometimes that first unit that went out wasn't prioritized as a target, so then it would stay alive. And then that war boss would kind of be able to get off on the wall anyways. Having Beast Snaggle Boys meant that he could throw units out there and kind of make people either overcommit or undercommit on them because they have their Fionno Pains, their weird toughness. Now I like the Orks have the 5-up armor save. They used to not have that, guys. He has a 6-up armor save back. And then Captain Badrock. Captain Badrock and the Flash Kits just serve a huge vital role for us between overwatching, giving threats of at range, destroying screens, stuff like that. And having 4 trucks really does matter on this list. I run something very similar to the list as well. And I like that he has 1 small unit of Squig Hog Boys that got skirmish contest. And then 2 Stormboy units, right? That's almost like mandatory. So with that being said, let's look at some of his matchups real quick. He did have a interesting road. And let's start with his first matchup. So his first matchup was actually Vanguard Assault. So Tyranids, let's go. Death Leaper, Hive Tyrant with Nero Node, Winged Hive Tyrant with Stalker, Winged Prime with Chameleonic. 2 Gargoyle units. You don't know what Gargoyles units to do. They're actually very, very annoying as they can move, advance, shoot, and then move again. So really all Gargoyles are being used to screen, to move block, to get in your way. And actually something, because Edwin shows in our Discord, he directly told me that he was surprised that the Tyranid player put these in Deep Strike. So he decided to actually put them in Deep Strike, which was great for Edwin Cho. He was very happy about that because he was like, dude, those guys things would get in my way. We all know, guys, because all the player has to do as a Tyranid player is take those Gargoyles, move around and surround your vehicle. You can't disembark. You can't do certain things. Get in the way of your Squig Hog Boys, get in the way of Maz. He can really choke you up. That's really, really bothersome, especially if they go first. Chaos units can do that too with Nurglings, but not as annoying as like a Gargoyles will do it from their deployment, run across. And unless you have Flash Kits already deployed on the table and overwatching them, they're just going to do it for free, right? That's sort of like our only way to really overcome that. They have a Neuro Site, which is like their version of a transport. It's kind of like a drop pod. Just imagine a drop pod. Exocrine, 1 small unit of Gene Stealers, Hive Crone, which is a flying like monster, Neurolictor, Psychophage, Raveners can actually come off the table and come back on, so they're actually really good with Vanguard Onslaught. Trigon, and then the Warrior unit with bioweapons, Von Ryan Leaper. So this guy looks like maybe he just kind of compiled a couple things that he had, was trying to feel this out, took things that he liked. Maybe he was trying to be a little too quirky. Wasn't, I can see, all of us can see this isn't necessarily the most meta, but don't worry about that because Edwin did put this player away. It was a little weird because you could see he got weird on points, right? This was a weird points one that he said with the player. But going into his next matchup, as you can see, Edwin did have to deal with the Synaptic Hive Fleet. So he actually did take a loss here, and that is partially because this is a very, very annoying and troublesome matchup, right, with Tyranids. So we have Death Leaper, Hive Tyrant, Synaptic Control, Neuro Tyrant, Power of the Hive Mind, 2 Gargoyles again, Biovores, Maliceptor, Neurolictor, Norn, Assimilator, Norn Emissary, Pyrovores, and then Ripper Swarm. So as you can see right here, he brought the triple Norn list. Very, very bothersome. And a Maliceptor. So that Maliceptor actually compounds their defensive capability as well. Very, very annoying. And in this case, we actually do know, let me pull this up real quick for you guys. We actually do know the missions. I should have started with this before I kept going. This slipped my head. We actually do know the missions for what he was using for each of his missions. So for this one, it was the ritual. One key mistake that he said he made here is that he made an objective on the ritual that he was not able to keep and retain. Therefore, the Tyranid player was actually able to keep and retain that objective, which has ended up being one of his kind of downfalls here in this matchup. Killing the Norns actually can sway in much ways, right? We already see that he doesn't have the big big, what we call scalpel unit with the knobs and the war boss. He doesn't have a bunch of beast mega units and ready to really come in there and really contest these Norns. So really he is kind of hoping that he spikes on dev wounds, mortal wounds, hopes that he doesn't save on feel no pains and such like that. And so this mission, that's really what one thing that he said was his big problem is he made that objective. The player was actually able to take that objective from him, hold that for the rest of the mission, and this ended up being his one loss. We have this in my meta, actually, like, and it is a very troublesome matchup. So what are you going to really do when there's all these guys? They have a bunch of OC, plus if the one I play against has multiple Maliceptors on the list, so then you actually have to take another -1 to hit there as well. So there's no shame in losing to this. I think this is something that, you know, as people can get more Norns and put them together, maybe before points change or anything like that, you're going to have to face this if you're really trying to get to the top tables, in my opinion. This is a very problematic Tyranid list, especially in Nexus, because he's going to reduce the AP as well. So there's nothing wrong in losing this matchup. I mean, it's a very competitive list. Either way, as we go forward, you'll see that he had to fight Norns multiple times. So yeah, let's go into his next matchup. Sorry, and the first one was the first mission. He was messed up on my note there, guys. The first mission he had taken was priority target with a Dawn of War deployment. So let's go into his third matchup. So his third matchup, this game was actually Mission L, Scorched Earth, Chilling Rain, Dawn of War. So as you can see, this was actually being benefit to him. Going into Leagues of Voltan, Rocks and Stone. We have the Einherjar Champion, Akal, Hearthcard Warriors, transport with 2 Sagittars. So and we keep going. Broknir, Thunderkeen, some Berserkers. I think Berserkers are totally fine. I mean, into Orks, they have like the right profile, in my opinion, that they can actually punch us pretty good. We have 1, 2, 3, Einherjar Hearthguard units, but they are only in 5-man unit. Then we have 2, 3 land fortresses and 2 Sagittars. So as you can see, this guy's just all transport up. And then he has 2 Pioneer units. Very vital. They're coming in and off on the side of the table. He said he had a problem with actually trying to interact with those and didn't feel like he killed them fast enough. In this matchup, because it was Scorched Earth, he said that actually ended up playing in his favor, as he was able to deny primary by burning some of the objectives. He said that the enemy player didn't commit high enough on some Beast Snaggle Boys, who ended up surviving a bit longer than they should have. And in this matchup, you know, the mission really does matter into them, because he really did end up getting tabled. He said he did end up getting tabled. In my meta, I actually run into about 2 10-man units of these Hearthguards and a 5-man unit. That's what I end up having to run into. So yeah, I'm not surprised at all about this. This is a different but very, very problematic matchup, because Orks don't have any direct, other than Devlin's, ways to contest these land fortresses, and sometimes they'll try to throw them on the middle objective and say, hey, come kill me. Luckily, if you have Adwapas and you have a beast boss and stuff, you can try to kill it. But you have to know in mind that if they're bringing that, because they're really going to challenge and stat check you on that. So great job on there, because Leagues of Voltan are such a hard matchup for us. The mission did end up playing a factor for him, and he was aware of that. But it's really up to you as the player to take advantage of that and be willing to be tabled to control your rate of attrition and die in a way that you can actually pull back that win. So here's mission number 4. This is as Adeptus Sororitas. Let's see. And the fourth mission was Mission E, Take and Hold, Sweep and Engagement. Okay, so I think that's a good mission for the Orks for the most part here. So we have Dialogus, Morgan Vol, Palatine, Preacher, and Triumph of St. Catherine. He said the Triumph was quite durable. It took all his knobs to do it. Once it died, it came back up. 1 unit of Battle Sisters with 2 Rhinos, 3 Arcoflagellant units. He said they're very durable for what their points are and what they really are. They have a great fighting output. Even get into Orks, pretty good and respectable. A Castigator, 3 units of Crusaders. Look at that, 25 points, guys. Go out there and get so many stupid activations and get to play the mission. Exorcist, the Paragon War Suits, he said, were they're great profiles, but actually the Flash Suits kind of had them in bay. He said that the player was actually worried about being overwatched and kind of put them in a not favorable position for them. We have Seraphim Squad, and a Caladius Assassin. He said this was a good fight. You know, Sisters want to try to contest you in the middle of the objectives. I think they don't trade that well with Orks, and even if they kind of break a unit down from ours, even a slightly broken down unit from Orks can really still pick up entire units for them. And overall, Orks they're trying to beat us at something we want to do. But as you can see with the points, another kind of lower score for him, even though he did well. with 57. And last but certainly not least, he still had to go against the Norn supremacy. He had to go against Norn again with a Synaptive High Fleet. He got another rematch. He got another retake. He said, you know what? Last time I dropped it, but I got this. So he has a Death Leaper, Nero Tyrant, Biovore, Exocrine, Maliceptor, Neurolictor, Norn Assimilator, and Norn Emissary. Mind you, on this one, he was Mission K. So it was deploy servo skulls, Pyrovore, Ripper. He said that people at the tournament were mad because it was deploy servo skulls. I know some people go back and forth about this. He said what happened here is he actually tried to get away, pretty much played takeaway with the objectives, as the Tyranid player did try to just go right up on the line. He ended up taking the initiative, so he was able to kind of put in position where he wanted to kill a bunch of stuff, keep the objective away from the Nords, use his own models to kind of hold the Nord actually physically back so he couldn't get to things, and ended up pulling out the win like that. And something that I really thought about with this as well is, in my meta, and a lot of metas I play in tournaments that we cover in general, they won't play with sometimes servo skulls, or maybe even sometimes ritual, or burning objectives. They hate kind of some of these missions that you're going to end up playing because they see them as kind of tacky or harder to get off or not competitive. Sorry, Scorchers. I was having a brain fart on live, but I think that actually helps with armies that are a little too over-tuned in 40k and don't play 40k in a consistent way. They just want to stand and shoot or do something dumb and play stationary or kind of feed you with weird activations. I like these kind of missions, and I think they make for a diverse meta and kind of way to play in matchups. Maybe not servo skull. I think it could be a little silly, but in general, rituals and stuff like that, I think is actually really fun. So great job by Edwin Cho here.